boy. He's a racist piece of shit. He's a dirty white piece of shit.
I am?
Yeah, let me show my titties.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yo, follow me.
Oh my gosh.
Titties.
Oh my gosh.
Titties. Titties.
Yeah.
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
He's a cool. Say free Palestine. Say free Palestine. Say free Palestine. Say free Palestine. Okay, titties. Titties.
Whoa.
Titties. Titties.
Say free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Say Black Lives Matter.
Say
Black Lives Matter. My life matters too.
No, it doesn't. And do you like Charlie Kirk? Say fuck Charlie Kirk. Say fuck Charlie
No,
Kirk.
never.
Say
Never.
fuck Charlie Kirk.
Fuck Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk.
Say fuck Charlie Kirk.
Why would I say that?
Say fuck him.
Why would I say that?
He's racist.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He said if my pilot was black, I would question their
And he
credentials.
said black women got brain processing power.
Well, look at
He
you.
said black
Look at
women
you.
got brain
Look at you.
Say black and brown lives matter.
Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter. We see him. We see him.
No, you want to see
We
him?
see him.
Put him in your mouth.
Nope. I would.
Put him in your mouth.
Get
Say
that
the
out of
next
here.
word.
Nope.
Say titties. Titties.
Wait. Hey.
Titties. Titties.
Stop. I don't want to see your titties. Why? Wait. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Wait. Why? Why?
What you want, right asshole?
I came here to talk to you guys.
Physical, don't get
Ma'am, no one wants to see your titties. They're gross.
Suck the left one. Titties. Titties.
There's a whole lot of gross
Titties.
about her tits, that's for sure.
Go that way.
Don't touch it.
Go that way.
Don't touch it.
Go that way. Go that way.
You can't have it both ways. You can't
That
have
way.
it.
We're animals. Rawr.
Right?
Rawr. I'm an animal,
You're
bitch.
acting like one,
I'm
that's
an
for sure.
animal, bitch.
You're acting like one,
Tell
that's
that
for
to
sure.
the right. Tell Charlie Kirk he's in my pussy. And Charlie Kirk died of a fentanyl overdose. Charlie Kirk died of a fentanyl overdose. That's what he died of.
That's what they said.
These people are sick. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Wow. You hope I get assassinated? Oh, then get out of our country. I didn't do anything. He just said F our country. He said F our country. I would never touch you. I would never touch you. If you guys don't like America, leave.
The white people are illegal.
I am not illegal. I am not illegal.
Yes, you are.
I am not
The
illegal.
white
Just don't want anything happening.
What? You're the one who.
I think it's interesting, man. I jotted down a few things that I thought was interesting, right? So they say that Charlie Kirk is racist. I do not agree with that, and there's plenty of black people who do not agree with it and defend Charlie Kirk. People that are just followed him, people that are associates of him, people that are friends of him, close friends of him. They defend him, and I'm going to go into some videos a little bit here and show that Charlie Kirk, he was not a racist. He debated facts. The gentleman was talking about the black pilot statement, and that was a DEI discussion. And what Charlie Kirk was saying is, if someone is flying a plane or if someone is a surgeon, you're going to want someone who was there off merit, someone that is good at their job and got the job because they were the best candidate for the job. This is what he was talking about when he was referencing a black pilot. We don't want DEI hires, man, especially when it comes to stuff like that. You want to serve burgers at McDonald's, fine. But someone who's a surgeon or a pilot, no, we want someone based on merit.
Last year you said something about DEI, unqualified black pilots. You see a pilot on a black pilot. Don't you think it was an irresponsible statement suggesting that maybe these pilots aren't qualified or unqualified?
No. But I'll tell you exactly what I said and why I said it.
Okay, go ahead.
I said the pretext. I went through a whole windup. I said United Airlines is saying that they want 40% of all their pilots to be people of color or women. We have learned that we have relaxed standards anytime that we try to reach racial quotas. Anytime we reach racial quotas, we relax the standards. Standards for air traffic control, professors, or college admissions. Therefore, when it comes to pilots or surgeons, if I see somebody who is black, as I said on the show, I'm going to hope that person is qualified. That's what I said, which of course is legitimate because they're begging the question, we're not hiring based on merit anymore. We're hiring based on race.
Now,
So when you see a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? That's what DEI does. It makes you ask questions you otherwise would not ask.
So the airline industry is going to take an unqualified person just based off diversity.
Underqualified, not
correction, yeah.
Underqualified.
Unqualified, underqualified, whatever, uncertified, and put them in a cockpit and risk people's lives?
Those are two different things. Under and un are two different things. Of course, United Airlines will not take someone off the side of the street and put them into a pilot. But in order to reach a 40% goal, they might cut corners. They might accelerate the process in order to reach a goal. We know this through all sorts of DEI examinations and projects over the last 10 years. You have to choose in life. Either excellence or racial quotas will end up being the most important. And both cannot simultaneously exist. It's never happened before.
Okay, so when we talk about DEI, well, who benefits the most? Because black people really don't. It's only like maybe 3 to 4% of black people actually benefit from those programs. So who benefits the most?
I'm not sure your question. I mean, theoretically, if 40% of all pilots end up being black people or people of color.
But that's not. I actually looked it up. It's only like maybe about 6% of pilots
their
are black.
goal is 40%, right? That's the point. It's like that's actually a great point. So they wanted to go from 6% to 40%. And so you have to wonder, boy, you go from 6% to 40%, there's going to be a relaxing of standards.
Okay, I guess the way let me see if I can rephrase this. So essentially when you talk about DEI, affirmative action, or anything to that effect.
I'm against all of it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and that would be fine. The thing is that now it's actually, referenced as a slur against, essentially if you see a black person in a position or, minority or whatever, the assumption is that that person is not qualified when literally, and, you have to be qualified in order to even to get in that position.
Well, so let's take college admissions. So this is a great example. At Harvard, we learned because of new revealed documents that black students were having test scores that were 30 to 35% lower than their white counterparts.
Okay.
And so, therefore, if you saw a black kid at Harvard, it's a fact that they were not having the same test standards as their white counterparts.
Still doesn't matter. The kid has to he's got to get through the classes, do the tests, do all the research.
Well, they actually drop out at a greater rate, too. But the point being is just the idea that they were there, number one, took a spot from an otherwise qualified individual that might be white. And they were not there on the same merits. So what we want is the same rules for everybody.
You're making the assumption that they're not qualified in order to get in. In order to even get there,
it's not the assumption.
Considered.
It's the data. So for example, it's literally at Harvard, you had kids with perfect SAT scores, perfect ACT scores that were white.
So that makes a degree from Harvard worthless then.
Well, you're exactly right. Yeah, actually, Harvard's degree is becoming more worthless because it's more race-based than merit-based. You're exactly right.
Okay, now we talked enough about that. So in the past, you made statements about black privilege. So can you explain that to me?
I don't know how someone could say, hey, say Black Lives Matter. This guy says Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter. And then the sister right here says, no, you don't. Your life doesn't matter. Now, had that been a white person that said that to a black person who was going to a campus to debate, it would be all over legacy media. Leftist, left-leaning, legacy line media, it would be all over it. They would be pushing it. That soundbite would be everywhere. But she can say it because what? Because she's black? She can go ahead and say that a white person's life doesn't matter? Come on, man. You guys know if it was the other way around, it would be all over the news. And then, of course, she's talking about her titties. She's flashing her titties. What's that all about, man? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love me some tatas, but what are we doing here? What? Come on, man. Put your titties away, girl. And then she's talking about her cuckoo. Charlie Kirk is in her. Come on, man. You sound ridiculous. You sound absolutely ridiculous. They calling him a dirty white POS. If the roles were reversed and they sat here and called a brother or a sister, you're a black dirty POS, once again, it would be all over. Leftist, left-leaning, legacy line media. It would be all over it. Sound bites would be everywhere. It would be. This is crazy, man. These people are devoid of self-awareness. They would not want to be treated this way. They would not want to be treated this way, and they would be yelling racism, racism, racism if the roles were reversed. These people are not cerebral. This is all emotional. This is vitriol, all emotional, and I think they lack a lot of facts when it comes to Charlie Kirk. I really believe that. So this is the man that these people have so much disdain for. I want to go ahead and go to this video that shows Charlie Kirk and his wife giving forgiveness, doing the Christian thing, giving forgiveness to the man that assassinated her husband. Let's take a look, man.
Charlie Kirk was an incredible man.
One of the strongest, bravest people that I know.
Charlie has the work ethic of no one I have ever met in my life. I don't think it can be understated, the impact that he had.
One of the greatest communicators of the generation.
He was more than just somebody who would comment on the news.
He genuinely respected and genuinely loved, in a Christian manner, the people on the other side of the table. He didn't hate anybody.
He would give the shirt off a back to help someone that was in need, regardless of their political stripe.
His ideas were about faith, family, freedom.
This young man with an idea that became a movement.
What he built is part of his legacy, but also part of that legacy, more importantly, is a husband and a father.
Irreplaceable. He was irreplaceable.
He's a one of one.
Right? Charlie Kirk was at the tip of the spear, never flinched, never backed off. He wanted that back and forth, but not out of anger, not out of a place of he wanted to humiliate them or embarrass them or something like that, because he wanted to actually try to communicate with them.
He went into the belly of the beast, he went on these college campuses, and he evangelized.
This man who had a life force that was so much bigger than himself.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
I hope that the story of Turning Point USA, again, we started with no money, no connections, and no idea what I was doing, resonates with some of you.
It's a nonprofit called Turning Point USA.
To despair is a sin. And some people say, oh, Charlie, it's too hard. It's too overwhelming. It's too dark. Snap out of it. You still live in the greatest nation ever to exist in the history of the world. There is still so much to be hopeful and to be thankful for. And we have agency. The globalists are worried that you are waking up. They're worried that their fraud and their nonsense is finally being exposed, and you are at the central nerve of all of that. Ask God how to use you. Find a place to plug in. I am thankful for you. We had a vision because we love the country. Push yourself harder. Here I am. Lord, use me. You guys might remember a year ago, I gave the whole speech of here I am, Lord, send me. And it was kind of this joke that we had as soon as I gave that message.
I remember him getting off stage and I say, honey, do you realize what you just did? He's like, yeah, I just spoke. And I was like, no. You said, here I am. That is a very powerful statement. And God's like, I see you. Charlie is so obedient to God, to the word of God. And it's been so humbling to witness the way that God has used him this year, because he made that declaration a year ago, saying, here I am, I'm ready. Wherever you need me to be, Lord, I'll be, and I'm your servant. Just put me out there in the thick of it.
You see, they wanted us to be quiet and afraid and silent and subservient. They wanted us to cower into our corner. But the conservative movement has changed fundamentally. I hope you guys understand this. This is the greatest country ever to exist in the history of the world. And I can say, wow, there was a debate. Is God done with this country? And now I can say confidently, no. God is not done with America, and our best days are ahead.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life. That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us.
Charlie Kirk, this man stood for God, family, and country. And he was assassinated because of his ideology and his willingness to debate his ideology with other people who may have a difference of opinion than he had. This is why he was assassinated. And you have people who celebrate this. This woman here, his wife, who is a woman of God, she forgave the person that assassinated her husband. This is what people are celebrating, and this is what people have a disdain for, these people here. Now, if the roles were reversed, if people were celebrating your loved one being assassinated, making videos, celebrating, saying F you to about the person that you love, casting aspersions, saying all of these horrible, evil things about the person you loved, or you, or both, and your children, you would lose faith in humanity. But you'll sit up here and lie and act as if this is okay, and that you wouldn't be all in your feelings if this was you.
I made 2 separate videos before the election. One of the videos said I was going to vote for Kamala Harris. The other video said I was going to vote for Donald Trump. And I just wanted to see the mixed reactions from people and how people would react, because I do a lot of work from my hometown, do a lot of work from my community. I work with young boys. And I never said who I was voting for. But I made those 2 videos because I wanted to show people how they are in reality. I made the Donald Trump video and I made the Kamala Harris video. Under the Kamala Harris video, you definitely had some Trump supporters like, well, we understand that you may have a different opinion or whatever, but we still support what you do. Maybe you'll wake up one day, etc., etc. You know, things like that. It wasn't nothing vile, wasn't no bad comments or nothing. I made the Donald Trump video. I got people that unfollowed me. I got people saying they can't support nothing I do no more. I got folk calling me all types of names, etc., etc. But what's crazy is all of the Kamala Harris supporters have become what they accuse Trump supporters of being. When you say you support Donald Trump, y'all be ready to kill him. Y'all ready to burn him at the stake. You calling them all types of names. You're unfollowing them. You don't care what they're doing for their community, nothing. If you support Trump, F you, I hate you so much, etc., etc. But all the people under the post, all the Trump supporters, when I said I was going to vote for Kamala, it was all love anyway. They was like, well, we still support what you're doing. We still going to donate. We still love the work, even though you don't have to support Donald Trump, etc., etc. So I've only received hate from the people that call themselves the tolerant side, the side that's supposed to be about love, the side that's not about hate. But it's crazy because anytime somebody doesn't agree with you, all you spew is hate. All you give is hate. So it's funny how everybody who call themselves Democrats, you have turned into what you accuse the Republicans of being.
Think about what he's saying. You are becoming Democrats. He's talking to Democrats. He went ahead and put a test out there to see how people would react. And Democrats responded with hate. They unfollowed him. They said all kind of disparaging things. And people who were on the right, on the Republican side, said, listen, we still respect you. We respect what you do in the community. And, you know, hopefully one day you'll see the light and you'll change your political views. The party of peace, right? The Democrats are party of peace? No. From what I'm seeing, and I'm a former Democrat. I'm a former Democrat. Voted for Barack Obama twice. What I'm seeing, the Democratic Party, and I'm talking about leadership, they push this rhetoric, this fascist talk, this Nazi talk. We have to fight back. People being triggered. They're being triggered, and they are acting out in the most disgusting ways, man. I mean, they're trying to take people's lives. They took a life of a great patriot, a great American that loved God, loved his wife and his family, and loved his country. We need more people like Charlie Kirk. In my estimation, this is what they're afraid of. Charlie Kirk galvanized young people. His main contribution, I think, to the Trump campaign was getting young people to come out and vote for President Trump, waking them up and saying, listen, this is our ideology. Here's my thesis. Take a look. I'm willing to debate your idea versus my ideas. And I think people were waking up. And I think this is why he was assassinated.
I'm gonna lie, y'all gotta be a different type of sick to be celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, bro. That's crazy to me. Like, you don't gotta agree with anything bro say. I made a video about not agreeing with what he said on Juneteenth. That don't mean I think he deserved to lose his life, though. Every page that's posting Charlie Kirk's death is flooded with comments celebrating it. It's flooded with comments saying, I'm going to the store, y'all need something. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, the world we live in right now is just, it's different. I just never seen death be praised, everybody be so desensitized to stuff like that. Like, just because you don't agree with somebody does not mean that this person deserves to lose their life. That makes no sense at all. You don't have to agree with anybody, but he was still a great father. He was still a great individual. He just had different views, different political views. That's sick, bro.
Charlie Kirk sent me a direct message, and I'm going to show you what it said. This is almost 6 years ago exactly now, as of this video. I had not spoken to him in person or on social media. He started the conversation. You know what he said? 3 words. You are terrific. Now, bear in mind, this is back before I was blessed with the followership I have now. I had fewer than 10,000 followers on Instagram, very small Facebook presence, wasn't even on TikTok at the time. But the fact of the matter is, this young man, this leader of Turning Point USA, reached out to me and saw something I had done. And he felt so moved that he reached out to me himself to encourage me. And then he went a step further. He invited me to the BLS, which is the Black Leadership Summit Turning Point USA was putting on in Washington, D.C. I told him, transparently, I was in between jobs and didn't have the money to fund my trip. He told me that they had scholarships available and to email him directly and he'd be able to take care of it. I did, and that's the story of how I got to be a part of the Young Black Leadership Summit, which was instrumental in springboarding me to where I am today. Now, I share that story because he didn't have to do that. And if he was a racist person, why would he do that? I'm so tired of people being besmirched by the tired liberal lie that anyone they don't like has to be some sort of racist. And I'm not immune to this. They call me racist myself. Of course, it's ridiculous on its face, but this is the nonsensical nature of your average leftist. They really want you to believe deep down Charlie Kirk hated all black people. He saw the best in everyone. He saw in me something I didn't even quite see in myself at the time, and he chose to encourage me. That is why I will literally and metaphorically pick up that mic and continue the work that he started, because I myself and many others are tired of being slandered and maligned by individuals who have nothing to sell us but fear, panic, and lies 24/7. I had to share that story with you. I thought about keeping that to myself, but the more I see him being typecast as some sort of evil person, the more I cannot be silent, and I hope that you will not be silent as well. It is time for action like never before. It is time for voices to rise like never before, and I hope you will join me in that effort. So that is the real Charlie Kirk, the one they don't want you to know, but the one I will continue to remember and honor with my actions into the future. So those are my thoughts. Hopefully you share, and hopefully you get busy as well.
I have the same sentiment. Charlie Kirk was not racist. Charlie Kirk loved God. He loved his wife. He loved his kids. He loved his family. He loved this country. And he died for it. He was assassinated because of these things. And then you have people who love to cast aspersions and create this narrative about Charlie Kirk. It was a psyop. And this man was very, very instrumental in getting President Trump reelected. He galvanized young people. He made people think. He was a thought-provoking individual. God bless Charlie Kirk, man.